to make sure that my family and my kids have a life that I never had, that I want them to have. I want them to be able to do whatever they want, whenever they want. As a high achieving dad, as a high achieving papi, as a career driven parent, I thought let you guys into who I actually am and why I do what I do. I've been placing this on hold for way too long because I'm a perfectionist. In order for me to build the community that I want to build, to be able to change the amount of lives that I actually want to change and inspire to be better humans, but even more so to be better parents, but a man to man, dad to dad, papi to papi, to be a better dad and partner. Then I have to get the perfectionist movement out of my head and just do, be, do, have. Shout out to Myron Golden. If you guys are watching this and you're new and you need some guidance and you have no idea where to start and you're watching me for whatever reason you're watching me for, I appreciate it. Yes, I want you guys to see me as somebody of guidance and somebody to hear out, somebody with their own ideas and perspective that you're agreeant, or even if you're not in agreement with me, then let me know in the comments and let me know your take. I want this to be where we are able to grow. And I say that because I said shout out to Myron Golden. I'm going to say he is a great individual to start listening to podcasts, YouTube videos, because I like him. I listen to him, and that's where I got that be do have from. I know I went off on a tangent there. The entire reason of me doing this, though, is what I previously said. I just want this to be a space for us to all grow in those aspects. Number one, as a man of God. Number two, as a dad. Number three, as a partner. I got into this industry, the health and fitness industry, off of always being an athlete. I cannot say I've been out of shape or I've been had all this excess weight that I did not want, or I've been a chubby kid or fat in my childhood. I can't say that. And that's one thing that I want you guys to know is that I'm going to only speak on the things that I know of. I will never say anything about what I do not know. If I don't know it and I want to know it, I will absolutely learn it. Knowledge is power, but you don't truly learn something until you start doing it. So if you are just taking in a bunch of knowledge and a bunch of education without implementing, you're not really learning. I got into this industry of the health and fitness because I used to, when I was little, want to be a doctor. You know, like every other kid, you ask them when they're growing up, hey, what do you want to be when you grow up? And my parents would ask me that, and anyone would ask me that. And so why is that one of the main topics or main questions any adult ask a child? It's a good question, but it's literally one of the number one things that adults that don't know you or even your family members ask you for some reason. And and they usually just say, oh, okay, cool, that's good. You know, anyways, you asked me what I want to be when I grow up. I used to say a doctor. My father was supposed to go straight to the league, to the NBA, out of high school, but then he had me. Our cousin was in it. He was supposed to be next. So the fact that I knew that young too, I've always been pretty mature for my age. So I knew that he had me, and that's why he did not. That was one of the things that really, really, really stopped him from achieving that. And so I felt I had to have that, and I had to carry that, and I had to make it to the league. I was always hooping, etc., living with the bigger kids, him, his friends, with the adults. So I grew up hooping pretty well. But you ask me, besides that, besides an athlete, you know, a professional athlete, what do you want to do? And I used to say, I want to be a doctor. I've always wanted to help everyone as much as I possibly could, any and everyone around me. If I could help them, then I was going to. Then I had an accident at 7 years old where the doctors, I was in a coma for 2 weeks. I was supposed to be in a coma for 6 months or something crazy like that. And I woke up 2 weeks later. So sports was taken away from me. So even more so after that, at the age of 7, you asked me what I want to be. I want to be a doctor. That added on to wanting to be a doctor because I'm still alive. At the time, I was like, oh, these doctors saved my life. This doctor saved my life. This nurse was here. That surgeon was here, etc. So even more of me already wanting to be a doctor, that added into it. Especially because sports, which was my love, was taken away from me at such a young age. Obviously, I got cleared at age 12 or 13, and right after that, I got back to sports. Blessed to say, God has blessed me physically, talent-wise. When it comes to sports, just I'm blessed extremely. So I was a natural. Obviously, I had to grind a lot due to scoliosis, due to my late appearance on any organized sports scene versus every other kid that's been in since 4 or 5 years old. I've had to always grind. So that I can say yes, but I cannot say I've ever been out of shape. Because of that, I've always been in shape, or at least decent shape. To become a doctor and want to become a doctor, when my dad told me as I was growing up, son, you know how much schooling that is. So once he said that, and I got the view of already my focus changed from being a doctor to get into the league, just a different league, the NFL, because first sport was baseball, second sport, I think it was basketball, back on the court, or no, it was baseball and then it went straight to football. My baseball coach was my football coach, and he's the reason why I even picked up a football in the first place. I remember he's the first person that ever gave me a nickname, which was Crazy Legs. And yeah, I heard me right, Crazy Legs. And then it was basketball. Then it was track, boxing. I feel like I'm missing a few others in there. But those were the reasons why I was always in great shape. But football is why I turned my vision and my priorities to just the league and then being a doctor. But like I said, as I got older and my father told me how much schooling, like, you know how much schooling you have? And he told me, and I was like, who? All right, well, I'm not going to be a doctor because I'm not going to be in school that long, because I'm going to be in the league a lot sooner than getting that degree is going to take, or within that duration. Speed that forward, work my butt off to get to where I got to, played D1, D2 ball, ran track as well in college. MCL, meniscus, blew that out freshman year. The league, even though I didn't quit right after, it kept on getting further and further the more that I reached for it, or the more that I grinded for it, the more that I put forth effort for it, the more that I elevated towards that. But then the more that I put in, it got further away. I believe God did that. God saved my life at 7 years old. But the more that I grow and I learn and I see, I know I just gave you a lot. And I appreciate you. If you're still here, appreciate you. I don't even know how long that tangent was, but I wanted to give you a backstory about who I am and why I do this. The more I matured and the more I grew up, me and God have always been like this. There's been a time where I drifted apart from him. There definitely has. But I've never drifted completely from him. And now back again, we're like this. And that's the thing about God, is you could do that. But that's another topic for another video, of course. I mention it because at the root of everything that I was trying to do, I still really, really wanted to help people. I cared deeply And God knew that. I ended up being a dual major and getting my degrees in fitness and conditioning through kinesiology and psychology. So that is how I help people. And I've trained everyone. I've been doing this for 10 plus years now. I've trained everyone from 5 years old, the ones that really have those aspirations of becoming great and want to play professional soccer, professional football, professional basketball, boxing, track stars, to coaching Olympians, NFL players, G League players, 93-year-olds, and those everyday individuals that just want to focus on getting healthier. I've partnered along hospitals, worked at National Training Center. Goes on, right, of my decade in this and helping individuals. How did I get here? How did I finally find my way? God placed it in my lap. In college, always the first one in, last one out. That was the type of man that I was grinding to get to the league. Every time that I would go to the public gym on campus, I would get stopped. And the first thing that people said was, I want to look like you. You look different than everybody else looks. What are you doing? How do you do it? Why do you do it? Right? I want to look like you. And I never really, I took it always as a compliment. I put in a lot of work. College me, I feel like would eat me right now. But they would ask that. And I remember my first client was a skinnier kid. Of course, we're still in college, so we're out of high school, so we're pretty young. So we're still babies, we're still kids at the time. And he was a runner. He didn't run no more. He was a kid going to college, not on a team or anything, but all his life he was a long distance runner for track and cross country. He wanted to be in shape, get fit, look good. Obviously, we're in school still. We don't know any better. And he came back, dude, your stuff is working. Oh my gosh, you know what you're talking about. I didn't even have my degrees yet. So looking back at it, I was just going based off of my experience and what I do differently than the next athlete or my peers or my teammates. That was it. And then other people kept on coming. Hey man, I hear you work, you make programs. They work. Can I get one of those? Started boom, 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 boom. No matter the goals. If you wanted to lose weight or look leaner, look more sculpted, get bigger, more mass on you, lose fat. But it's amazing to me because I didn't have all the knowledge that I do now. I didn't have my degrees yet. I was just going off of the experience. Again, God has blessed me to be able to see a body and not see the person. Anatomically speaking, see just the bones, the fibers, the muscles, and how they need to move in order to do whatever they need to do. And I've taken all of that within everyday people and individuals that want to get healthier and have contraindications, need to get healthier, need to get more fit, need to get more in shape. Women, men, moms, now dads. I am a dad. So I know what it's like to let yourself get out of shape, whatever that is for you, whatever that looks like for you, to get out of shape, to lose yourself. It used to be mommies because I didn't think that mothers got enough attention or proper respect or the more positive perspective or outlook on mommies. Women, period. Usually it's, oh, she's sexy, oh, she's bad, oh, she's fine, look at the body. That's all you see with most of the time when women are training. They don't see and the discipline, the consistency, the respect that they have to have in order to get their results. And if they do get their results, they're just doing it for the perspective of looking good for the men, when that's most of the time that's not the case. A lot of the time that is the case, but I'm talking about the mature women. the ones not searching for validation. But now as a dad, as a papi, I know what it's like to, one, lose yourself, and to, two, feel like it's not enough. And where's the time going? Dads, us, the ones that are providing, that do provide, I'm not talking about deadbeat dads. I'm talking about a dad that is like me. All dads that are like me. There has to be other dads that are like me that have this perspective and this desire and a fiery passion to give your kids, your wife, your lady, this amazing life of what they deserve. But within that, we're making a life for them to enjoy, but we're not being able to enjoy it with them. That's the issue. That's why I'm here. That's why I'm making this. That's why I'm making my YouTube about this. That's why I'm making these videos, this content about this. If you're a dad in that position, I get it. And I want to build this community up with like-minded individuals that work so hard, that go so hard for their family, but they're missing out. Not even just missing out while at work, while building something, while running teams, while building something from scratch if you're an entrepreneur, while being a boss if you already have your business going on, while being a manager if you're top notch, while being a COO, CEO, while being a go-getter, while being a career-driven dad, a high-achieving papi. We build for our family, but we don't get the time. Not just because we're working, but even when we get there, when we are present physically. That doesn't mean we're present emotionally. Doesn't mean we're present mentally, spiritually. That's why I do this. Because I looked up, no matter what I did, I've always been a go-getter, a hustler, to make sure that my family and my kids have a life that I never had, that I want them to have. I want them to be able to do whatever they want, whenever they want, to be able to say yes all the time, even though I don't say yes all the time, because teaching them values and everything, a work ethic, but the ability to be like, yes, baby, girl, you could get that, whatever that object is, and not think about it or not give them, oh, we can't afford that. I don't want that. Or living so little, even though kids don't know, but I never wanted that for my kids. So I bust my butt entirely, wholeheartedly, for them not to ever feel a burden. But building this lifestyle and this life that I want for them, I'm missing the entire reason why I'm doing it in the first place. I've been doing it. And I know I cannot be the only one that's feeling like this. And I know that I'm not, because I speak to other dads and I hear other dads talking. First of all, it's a shame that society now, we're getting there. But up until these last few couple years, especially men's mental health, society makes us feel like we can't have feelings, like we can't have emotions, or we can't show them, especially. So when I hear dads talk, it's like we are damned if we do, damned if we don't. Because while building a life for our kids, when we get home, that 6 p.m., sometimes I hear that the dads talking about, I'm just waiting and counting down to bedtime. I'm guilty of that too. I was extremely guilty of that. And I worked from home, I worked from the office, but I got tired of hearing my lady say, yeah, you're home, you work from home, but I still don't even see you. Maybe I see you less. And my babies, understand. Oh, Papi's working. Oh, Papi's working. I hate the amount of not right now, baby girl, that comes out of my mouth to them, to my daughters. Or Papi can't. Papi can't right now. Papi's working. Maybe later. And then later comes and I really, really want to play with them, but I have nothing left in me. Or I had nothing left in me. Until I started changing my schedule around, adjusting and training for here and training for not just physical energy, but mental energy, not to be exhausted all the time, mentally, physically, spiritually, emotionally. But I start changing the way that I train, when I train, how I train, to have more energy, to be more present after 5 p.m., after 6 p.m., even after 7 p.m. Why? Because I realized that our perspective and what our children want are totally different. Our perspective is, oh, our kids will love this, our kids want this, our family wants this grand old lavish lifestyle with these nice homes and this nice car, that nice school. But they don't care about none of that. You know what they care for as the children of you, as the children of dad, of Papi? They care for us to be present. They care for us to laugh with them, to enjoy the time with them, to watch them say, Papi, watch this, and do the same thing that they just said, Papi, watch this 2 minutes ago. To chase them around, to play Tickle Monster. And my daughters love Tickle Monster. To play bad guys, to go outside. What is all of that? That's all presence. That is all presence. That's not presence. That's presence. You being present. Emotionally, mentally, actually there, not just physically present and energized. That's all our children care for when we care for what we think they care for. But we need to realize their perspective is totally different than ours. So now shifting that mindset and thinking, oh, I gotta lock in for this amount of time, or I gotta lock in for this shift and handle these responsibilities so I could go be with my babies and actually enjoy and actually be present and actually be with them instead of just being around them. You start that only gets better because of your health, your fitness level. And I hate the fact that fitness is just such a surface level thought, such a surface level thing to achieve for the aesthetic, and it makes you feel good, but nobody understands the science behind it. It bugs me because I'm a science nerd. But when I say it makes you more present and more energized, I really mean it. And not the standardized gym rat, meathead way of training. You, as a dad, you got to train functionally. You have to train on a really strict schedule, usually very structured schedule. We are not 20-year-olds that have no responsibilities. We are 30-plus-year-olds, 28, even 26 maybe. But even them, they still have all this wild natural energy. So 30 plus dads, high achieving dads, high achieving Papis, career driven parents, career driven dads, that our time is valuable because at the end of the day, we still are providing. And sometimes the sole provider. And in this economy, in these days, it's not easy. So our time is very valuable. So when we get the opportunity to actually be with our kids and from our long day of working, We need that energy. They don't get as much of us as they should. I know you that is even up to this point in this video, that is hitting, that is resonating with, that you are relating, and you're like, yo, he is speaking my life right now. I know you know what I mean. By just you clocked out of work and you thought you was about to clock into Papi and dad mode. But you didn't. And every night, that parent guilt, that Papi guilt, that dad guilt, oh, it hits you. It hits hard, and then it is just more consistent. And the more consistent that guilt hits you, the more that you feel like, are you doing what you're supposed to be doing? As a man, as dad, as Papi, as a husband, as a fiance, as a partner, I get it. So that's why I'm doing this. That's why my focus now is for the dads that are busting their busting their butt for their kids, but not being able to enjoy our kids. I know what that's like. And that's why I built the system that I did, the present standard. The present standard. Think about that name. The present standard. It's not only talking about we need to be present. It's talking about that being a standard for us now. I'm the Papi. Now, that'll take a brief moment, 10 minutes, within doing work, playing with them, actually being with them. And then once I get off of work, actually running around with them, playing with them, tickling them, laughing with them, enjoying them. Healthy, energized, locked in on enjoying my kids, my family, because that's what they deserve. That's who I am. That's what I do. I help dads get healthy for your kids because they deserve the best of you, not what's left of you. And if you've been following me and you know, I say that a lot because it's true. And I know you know it too. Bars. Let me know what you guys want to see, want to hear, want to watch, want in the community of this health, fitness, and personal development. I appreciate you so much. If you're still here in this video, I thank you. Thank you. It means so much to me because now this is my mission. It's not just business, it's personal. Because I know what that's like and I know how important we are. We are the pinnacle of our children's lives. We shape how they'll be, why they'll be that way, who they'll be, and shaping them to become the person that they'll be entirely. It starts with us. So we got to be healthy. We got to be fit. The aesthetic is the icing on the cake. I'm going to make your lady, oh, what you doing? I'm in the present standard with Coach P. Best of both worlds, you know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You might have another little one running around. So we got to raise that standard, you know what I mean? Let me know what you want to see. Even if you don't agree with anything, I know the love come with the hate come with the love. I take it all. I appreciate it. Comment what you want to see, what you think the next topic should be on, what questions you have. I want to make this as valuable as possible. So if there's any health, fitness, and personal development questions that you have, or any question, just period, you want to vent, let me know, my guy. I just appreciate y'all so much. Like, comment, subscribe, share. Y'all know the deal. It means a lot. The Present Standard. Coach P. Till next time.